guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called Scotland 5-Day Road Trip, Isle of Skye, the Highlands, West Coast. This is from a channel called Jess Ellis, so check it out. I think that, road trips are wonderful. I think it's a really good way to actually understand and know a country or a place or a city. So in this case, it's Scotland, which I'm very, very excited. So let's check it out and comment, like, and subscribe. It's beautiful. It's the best way to actually get to know something.
If you're somebody that feels at home in the mountains, surrounded by lakes, and more specifically, extremely moody weather, you simply have to add a Scotland van trip to your bucket list. And I have to say, after 5 days of exploring this country's wild west coast, iconic castles, dramatic mountain ranges, and the breathtaking Isle of Skye, this might just be my favourite road trip I have ever done, and I grew up in New Zealand, so that is definitely saying something. Grab yourself a cup of tea, maybe a wee shortbread, and settle in, because this is exactly how to spend 5 days exploring Scotland by van.
Oh, and in a van. And just from New Zealand, which I think is similar. The landscape, I think. It's raining. What a surprise.
Good morning, it is our first full day of our Scotland road trip. We arrived about lunchtime yesterday in Glasgow from London, and we picked up our van Rosie in Loch Lomond, and pretty much got on the road straight away heading up to Oban. We took this really beautiful sort of scenic drive that was recommended to us by the lovely people at Four Seasons Campers, which is where we have rented this van from. And on the way stopped at this farm shop which had really, really good coffee and was much needed. And then also at Loch Fyne Oysters, where we had these delicious oysters and also this really hearty, warm seafood broth, which in the rain that we have arrived to was very much needed.
I don't know why I'm surprised by the oysters and the seafood broth. I think, yes, of course, they're surrounded by lakes. They must have a lot of fish, actually. I've never thought of this as Scotland as a big oyster or sea fish and sea and fish. Yeah, sea life, I don't know, exporter or something.
We arrived at our campsite in Oban pretty late last night, so today we only have one goal, and that is to just kind of meander around the town, get a feel for it, and then slowly make our way over to Glencoe. And we are starting off at this viewpoint, which overlooks the town centre and also all of the sort of sea and surrounds around it. So let's go and check it out.
Oh, that's the place. This McCrae Tower and Battery Hill. Oh, it's a tower. Okay, that doesn't look like a tower to me. Maybe I'm silly. I was expecting an actual tower. This is, I don't know, a building. Oban Bay. They're gorgeous. Moody because it's raining. It's beautiful.
Time for a coffee stop at a local cafe, because if you couldn't quite tell...
Oh my god, that looks like, I don't know what is that, but that looks like one of those Portuguese custard pies. That's kind of crazy.
Van coffee from earlier was definitely not up to scratch for me. We also swung by Oban Distillery, which was really lovely to browse, but unfortunately all booked up for tours that day.
Oh, yeah, was that a whiskey? Obviously it's a distillery, but I'm gonna go back.
By Oban Distillery, which was really lovely to browse.
Yeah, it's single malt Scotch whiskey. It's really funny because I think all Scottish whiskies and whiskies in general, they have the same sort of, I don't know, encasing, which is really funny. It's always very similar.
But unfortunately all booked up for tours that day. So we continued on somewhere I probably love a little bit more, and that was Oban Chocolate Company.
What is that? Ooh,
these are handcrafted in Oban, and truthfully I can never choose. So when we visit a chocolate shop...
I have to pause. Toffee orange chocolate of the month is apple and blackberry pie. Oh my god. I want one of everything, please.
Like this, we always just get a bunch of options to taste test later.
I would eat it like that same day.
We then made our way over to Port Appin and spent the afternoon wandering around this very quiet seaside village.
What is that?
But mainly we came here for a late lunch at the Pear House, an intimate...
I have to go back. I'm sorry. What is this? It's a mirror. What? I thought it looked like an open window.
Very quiet seaside village.
Okay, it's a fireplace. Is that a window? I'm so confused by this place. It's like a furnace, but what is this? It is reflecting some sort of couch. What on earth is that? I'm sorry. I'm trying to see it. It looks like an open window. It's the same room because it's sort of like a cottage. I'm so confused by this situation happening here.
But mainly we came here for a late lunch at the Pear House, an intimate boutique hotel with the most beautiful...
Oh, the Clyde Coast? What?
But mainly we came here for a late lunch at the Pear House.
The Clyde Coast. Oh, it's a photograph. Oh my god, the Loch Shiel. Loch Shiel. Okay, Loch Ness, Loch Shield. Okay, this is beautiful.
An intimate boutique hotel with the most beautiful restaurant overlooking the wild coastline.
And it's a fish. The napkin holder is a fish. I didn't really know that Scotland was so big into fish. It's a coastal town basically, which I did not, well, not Scotland, the place, obviously not the whole country, but this place is very coastal town. I don't know, it's giving me like Maine vibes. I don't know, it's really nice. It's very pretty.
Food here is local, seasonal, and everything you could want for a cozy, lazy, late afternoon lunch. Highlights for me was the seafood pie, which was so incredibly flavorful, and this absolutely stunning tart tarn.
What? Okay, go back. What is this? Okay, this is a fish pie. It looks like mashed potato, but apparently it's fish. Okay, great. Looks delicious.
Food pie, which was so incredibly flavorful, and this absolutely stunning tart tarn doused in custard.
Ooh, custard. Oh my god.
And with full
delicious.
bellies, we hit the road to make our way to the next place we would be staying, which is one of the locations I think I've been the most excited for on this trip.
That's gorgeous. All those mountains are so incredibly beautiful, and I love that you have, I don't know, all these views. I'm gonna go back for a second. There's this incredible lake, and it's surrounded by mountains, but what I could see is that it has the little, I don't know, this sort of, I don't know what you call it. Is it a pier, a bay? Like there's a little place there in which, I don't know, the lake almost, the loch almost cuts the lake in half, or the loch in half, which I think, I don't know, I'm wondering like how come there aren't any any houses here. Probably not. It's just a road. I don't know. I think I would love to have a little cottage there.
I'm most excited for on this trip.
And this is the road that's surrounding the loch. Is that the same? Oh my god, this view is incredible. Imagine like they're, from what I can understand, they're staying at the van, and obviously it's a comfortable thing. They put like a mattress and stuff, but this is incredible. I wonder, I don't know, like, can you, obviously this is a clip, right? But it's technically, I mean, it's like a picture. I don't know, take a picture. I would sell this. Imagine waking up every single day to this view. I mean, could you live in a van? I don't know, you couldn't really live in a van in this specific place. But I don't know, it's just beautiful. It's yeah, imagine a house, and instead of the van and the window, it's an actual window in an actual house, and this is the view when you wake up every morning. I mean, come on. And with the open window.
Good morning, friends. We are in Glencoe today. We arrived at about 5 o'clock last night to the campsite, and it is a really beautiful campsite. We were so lucky. We managed to get a park up like right by the lake.
Oh my god, it's called Kayla's Nakan camping. This is a beautiful site. I think they're like the only ones here, which I think only makes it, I think it makes it better. You're alone there and everything's beautiful and you have the whole place to yourself.
Overlooking all the mountains, waking up this morning, it was just
there are
beautiful.
Houses.
And this campsite is...
Hold on, maybe it's not, I'm gonna go back. There's
all the mountains,
yeah, maybe these aren't houses. These are maybe like the camping, sort of a cottage camping situation. Maybe it's not necessarily you can camp in a tent or in your car, but maybe you can also like rent this sort of cottage, and maybe this is it, because they're all very like, they're all the same. So maybe this is, but again, it's for camping. I don't think you can sort of outright live there.
Camp this morning, it was just beautiful. And this campsite is also known for having like a lot of deer and I think stags roaming around. So we saw one like really late in like the pitch dark last night when we were walking to the bathrooms, and then when I was walking back this morning, I just kind of looked up and saw one just like running across the field. So
I could die.
A very cool way to start your day. Today is packed.
Beautiful.
I think on my list we've got about like 9 or 10 spots that we want to hit sort of.
Hold on.
Today is packed. I think on my list we've got about like 9.
She has such a huge list. Fort William, something, Corpac shipwreck. Oh my god, the meaning of three waters. There's so many things.
10 spots that.
Like her itinerary is huge. Camp, the shellfish. Oh, they have shellfish, and then the crawfish breast puff. Oh my god, they have.
We want to hit sort of along the road of Glencoe, heading up towards Malin, because we're getting the ferry across to Isle of Skye tomorrow. So we got to get going. We got a lot to get through, but the first stop is to find some breakfast, and I think the place we are going to find breakfast also has a lot of deer. So I hope that we'll be able to see a few more there.
I can't get over how beautiful this is. Oh my god. This is, I assume, like the sunset. It's very early morning light. It's beautiful. What is this place? There's obviously a mountain, but what is this mountain?
Driving through Glencoe is probably one of the more emotional travel experiences I've had. The landscapes here just remind me so much of New Zealand's South Island.
Oh, it is, yes, because I said earlier in the video that I think the landscape, from what I remember, it's quite similar to New Zealand. Obviously, I know all countries and all places are very specific, but this reminds me a lot of New Zealand. I think it's just the mountains with the, I don't know, the mossy mountains. It's very cloudy, it's not sunny. And I think it's just the type of mountain, I don't know what to call them, but they're very, I don't know, this big mountain ranges, and it's sort of, I don't know, a lot of soil and dirt. That's the thing. They're not mountains that have a lot of trees. It's just very sparse vegetation, and it's just sort of rock. And I don't know, I think that reminds me of New Zealand as well.
And so, in a way, it feels a little bit like home.
Oh my god, is that a hiking trail? I would love to hike that. It's beautiful. The White House Lagaborg hut. Oh my god, someone lives there? Can you live there? Can I buy this? Can I buy that place? I'm sorry, are those waterfalls? What? I thought they were roads, but are those waterfalls? Oh my god, I'm a little unsure. Sometimes when you're in the mountains, sometimes it can feel as it's a road, but sometimes it's a waterfall. Maybe it is a road. I don't know. Just putting it out there. It could be a waterfall.
King's House Hotel, while a beautiful spot to stroll around, didn't have any deer to see while we were there, but they did have coffee, so that is at least a 50% win. We continued our way on 20 minutes down the road to Stiff Peaks Bakery, which definitely deserves the 4.9 stars it has on Google, and Ryan was just
vegetarian haggis, maybe sausage roll. This is a mustard sausage roll, gluten, dairy, egg, and mustard. Oh my god, everything looks delicious.
Living his best life with this haggis sausage roll, the best of Scotland and New Zealand food, all in one bite.
Looks good. Fort William. Oh, this is a town. Oh, what a quaint little pig store. Glen Nevis. What is Glen Nevis? Is that a city? See? You can see, see what I mean? I think how the vegetation has changed, and I think it was a 20-minute drive. You can see a lot of bushes, more trees, but you can see the difference because in the other place that they were in, the vegetation was very, very sparse, and you can tell how the landscape changes a little bit. It's still very similar, but it's still, again, with enough differences that you can tell, I think we're getting away from like, this is something else, this is something different, which I love.
Now we have two big sight saves for the list to see today. The first is the little village of Corpatch, which isn't that far from Fort William. It's home to this absolutely incredible shipwreck, originally a fishing...
Oh my god! Corpatch shipwreck. I thought when they said a shipwreck was going to be like in the middle of the water or in the lake. This is sort of in the beach, in the coast. That's
vessel
crazy.
From the 70s that landed on the beach in 2011
70s.
From a massive storm. It's a pretty mighty sight, given you can also spot Ben Nevis, the tallest mountain in Scotland, in the background.
Oh my god. Yeah, it looks kind of new.
And our next stop on the road to Mallaig was probably a much more famous site, the Glenfinnan Viaduct. This is most well known as the place to watch the Jacobite steam train, aka the Harry Potter steam train, cross the viaduct. A few good things to know though: when you come here, all of the views that you see online are probably taken.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of people going here. I guess it's a very touristy place,
And from
but it's
hiking
crowded.
up the hills on either side of the valley, which is a good 30-minute walk from the car park. You'll also want to check which direction the train you're planning to see is coming from. This will help you know which side of the valley to stand on. And
It would be very funny if you hiked all the way there, waiting for the train, and then, you realize, no, I was on the opposite side. So that you have to hike back to where you left your car, go the other way, and obviously wait a few hours until the train passes on again. It's like, oh my god, I wasted the whole day, 6 hours here just waiting. Well, technically not wasted, but it's just one day less in your trip.
and ideally see it coming towards you, unlike what we did.
Yeah, but you have to know which way it's going. This is beautiful. It's incredible. Oh my god, now we're in a flat land. Mallaig? The Lake House in Cranach. Oh, see, it's very tour. It's sort of. Oh, pizza looks good. Oh my god, all the food I have to say, all the food has looked delicious so far. Yeah, it's a very sea coastal town. god. A beach? Oh, they're going to the ferry to go to Isle of Skye.
Guys, the beach
Oh my god, all those mountains, they're so beautiful. I wonder how long does it take you to go from, I think it was Glasgow to Isle of Skye. Is it a long
last
trip?
night was insane. All of those beaches along that coastline are probably some of the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen, specifically because they have this kind of strange combination of like this beautiful white sand that you would find.
Yeah, to me, this doesn't really look like a beach. It's gorgeous, but it's not exactly what I think of a beach. I think a beach of palm trees and turquoise water, bright blue water. This is a really weird place, but I'm not specifically calling it a beach. It's weird. Can it even be called a beach? I don't know. This is called the Silver Sands Caravan Site. It's in Erisike. It is gorgeous, though. It's beautiful. I kind of want to take a dip into that really cold water.
I like more tropical beaches, but then a really sort of rugged, like coastal environment that like you kind of don't really get that combination together. So a really cool place to stay, but I'm sad that we've had to leave. But I am also very excited because today is Isle of Skye Day, and Isle of Skye has been on my bucket list for so long. So we got up really, really early to get like one of the first ferries over. If you're visiting Skye this way, I highly recommend doing that because you get to see the sunrise, which is just a stunning start to your trip.
Oh my God.
But now, again, I have a long laundry list of things I want to kind of see and do today. So let's get going.
Yeah. Obviously, it's time constraints, but if I were her, I would stay there for like 3 weeks. I have a lot of things to see. Oh my god, again, yeah, you can see how the landscape changed yet again. Oh my god, all those rocks, hold on. Oh my god, I loved it. Oh my god, I love it when you're driving all those roads, when you're driving and you're surrounded by rocks. It's kind of like weird. It doesn't really happen, but I love the places in which this happens because you're kind of like in a cocoon. It's weird, but instead of you're surrounded by all that jagged rock, I don't know, it's really nice. I think because it doesn't really happen a lot of the times. You're used to more open roads or just like trees and stuff, not rocks. It's good for the soul, correct. Oh my god, I thought that person was crashing over them because I forgot that they're driving on the opposite side. I was, what on earth is happening?
The largest town on the island. Here you will find a collection of quaint shops and cafes, perfect to pick up a packed lunch, as well as these colourful houses and a very cute harbour.
They're beautiful.
We were also hoping to do the Old Man of Straw.
I don't know, they remind me, well, not specifically, but they remind me a little bit of like Dutch houses and I think Danish houses as well. I think it's just maybe not, I know the architecture looks completely different, but I think it's just like how colorful they are. They remind me of those like European, I don't know, architecture styles.
Walk today, which is one of the most famous in Skye, but very realistically it was almost midday at this point and the car park for this walk was completely full, so we moved on to our next stops. The first being Mount Falls, which plunges down 55 metres over the cliffs of Kilt Rock and directly into the Atlantic Ocean. Truly impressive and otherworldly, and just one of the many places that you can easily stop off along this coastal road and explore. Now, my backup hike for the day was this place called the Kerrang, and just driving along this road, I was actually pretty happy that the car park at the earlier hike had been full. This landscape here was formed by a landslip, and it looks like it was plucked straight out of a fantasy movie. Did about a 2-hour walk here, which was a really
I like the hill over there that it's so incredibly flat. It's just so strange looking. It's just sort of flat and it goes downhill. I don't know, it's just
fun hike with more and more incredible views around each corner and with varying degrees of difficulty, we'll say that.
All the places are so gorgeous. Oh my god, more food. What is this? Oh my god, it looks delicious. Again, waking up with this view is unbeatable.
Kinda mysterious, shaded with someone.
Oh my god, is it a sheep? Was it a sheep? Oh my god.
Good morning. It is the last full day of our camper trip, which I am a little bit sad about.
That's so sad.
As you can probably hear by the wind and the rain, it is very, very blustery outside, but it's actually sort of like quite a cool atmosphere to be driving through Skye with. It reminds me a lot of if you've ever seen that film like Ghostwriter, where they're walking along the beach and it's all really like moody and windy and like overcast. That's what it feels like, and it's such a cool way to see some of these landscapes in Skye. I honestly kind of love it from sort of when you're sitting inside the van, not quite when you're outside trying to go for a hike.
Yes.
Today the plan is to do a couple more little things on Skye. We've got a distillery tour booked in for this morning, which I, as a whiskey lover, am very, very excited about. And then we're making our way over.
Oh my god, I thought that it was, well, actually no, I do not know how they're doing their whiskey, but I thought it was like artisanal or something. I'm surprised to see machines, but of course they're not gonna do it by hand, of course.
To the castle, which is kind of like the highlight of everybody's route when they do this type of like Scotland road trip route. And then depending on timings, we're going to kind of see where we end up tonight. We will kind of play it by ear, but we're hoping to end up closer to Loch Lomond, which is where we are dropping the van off tomorrow, just to, you know, make waking up and preparing to drop the van off tomorrow a little bit easier. But enough talking, let's go and do all of those fun things.
I love that type of green. It's just very pretty.
We pulled up at this
rainy
cafe
it is
for
as well.
brunch, a cosy spot which combines local produce with Scottish influences for a mouth-watering menu.
Ooh.
The owner here actually used to run a cafe
God,
in
looks
East
good.
London before returning home to Skye to set up this one. And I just love that. There's something magic about returning to your home, bringing your skills with you from living away, and enriching the local businesses and community.
Oh my god, this place it's stunning. Like, all the things are stunning, the nature is stunning. This is gorgeous.
And of course,
Another
we couldn't leave
distillery.
Scotland
They have so
without
many.
doing a whiskey distillery tour. And we made sure to book this one ahead of time because, as we have learned, they do tend to sell out in advance. This tour was at Talisker Distillery,
would
which is
guess,
the
yeah.
oldest working distillery on Skye, tucked away on the shores of Loch Harport.
Oh my god, I wonder how old it is. I would assume like 1700s
On the tour, they
at
talked
least.
us through the whole whiskey making process, and we got to see and smell how everything was made and finish up with a tasting. But given it was only about 11 a.m. at this point, we opted for the takeaway kits to enjoy once we parked up later that
Who
evening.
cares? I would do the testing.
Hands full.
I have no idea how they do whiskey actually.
Who's gonna save you? Who's gonna make you?
So Eileen Donnan Castle is one of the more well-known places to see when you visit the Highlands. It has everything going for it, located on its own little island at the intersection of where three sea lochs meet, and it is flanked by the mountains of Kintail.
Oh,
the
three.
first castle here was established in the 13th century and has since seen many versions. And while I couldn't film the interior,
Of course.
I can promise you it was just as fascinating as walking around the outside of the castle. And with that very iconic
Oh my
last
God.
stop, that is a wrap on our 5-day Scotland van trip. Thank you so much for watching, and if this has inspired you to do more travel around the UK, then you might like to check out one of these vlogs here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Oh my god, what is this animal? Is that like a water buffalo? What is that? Well, this was incredible. I want to book my trip right now. I know this video made a really good job of. I want to go. I'm like 2 seconds away from booking a trip and booking, like, doing it in a van. Like, it's gotta be a road trip specifically, not an actual, oh, I'm going there and I'm going to travel. Yes, of course. But, you know, it's really lovely. It would be a really lovely vacation. But no, I want to go and actually have the road trip. I think it's just a very special way to experience a place and a country. And I think some people may feel, and I understand why a lot of people do not do this, especially I think because if you are in that same place, I guess in this place, you're Scottish or you live in Scotland, I think this is a more, probably you would feel, oh, it's a more, I don't know, a better way, or just, I don't know, a more useful way to get around, because again, you're renting a car, specifically a van, and you're going to be sort of camping in the van, which I guess it has a lot of like advantages. You don't have to necessarily like book a hotel, book an Airbnb or a hostel. You're going to, you know, your house is going to be, you know, this place, which on one hand, I think it's good. I think it's a little bit adventurous. I think obviously if you are staying at a hotel, it's different because, you know, you're sort of at the, you know, it's a little bit more comfortable. I don't know, but you know, they're not uncomfortable. I wouldn't call it uncomfortable, right? I'm trying to look for the right word, but I don't know, I'm coming up short. I think they're just very different experiences. I think when you're at a hotel, again, you're kind of like, I don't know, everything's taken care of in a way, and you have, you know, you know that you can have like room service at any time. You can call, you know, reception. I don't know, it's just, you can ask people. I don't know, you have your hotel, and there's, you know, your TV and your very comfortable hotel bed, and they're really good, comfortable, and great bathroom hotels. And I don't know, it's just a very different experience from, you know, staying at a van, and especially, you know, in camping sites. It's not one necessarily is better or more comfortable than the other, because again, they're not uncomfortable staying in a car in their van. Their van is really well equipped. It's, you know, you're not going to be sort of, oh, I have to be really cold because I'm pinching the tent, you know, in the middle of nowhere, and, you know, I have my sleeping bag. No, it's not gonna be like that kind of camping. It's a camping site, and you're in the car, and the car is gonna have a mattress, and it's really comfortable, and it's not, you know, necessarily you're like suffering there as in, no, I hate camping. This is a very different type of camping, not necessarily glamping, because it's not really that. But still, it's not uncomfortable in any way. But it's just, I understand it's a little bit more adventurous. It's a little bit different from staying at a hotel. And also, I think the most important part is that when you're at a hotel, you kind of like, everything's taken care of in a way. So you just book your hotel for, you know, 1 night, 2 nights, whatever you're staying. And that's it. So you do the check-in, you do the checkout, and that's it. In this case, I think it's just very, on one hand, you're able to maybe not be as, you know, because at a hotel, you have to be at your hotel, right? Because you have a check-in time. But in this case, it's more adventurous and more lax in the way of, oh, maybe we liked staying here, so we're going to stay for a few more days, or just for an extra day because you like the place. Or you never know specifically when you're gonna spend the night, which I think is probably the more, I don't know, probably shocking part about, you know, about doing this, because, you know, especially, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I would be, you know, at a hotel, you kind of feel comfortable in a way, as in, you know where you're staying the night, you know where you're staying the next few days, you know, you know, in your hotel room, there's your stuff. But in this case, because you're traveling with everything, I think it gives you more space and more room to not be as strict with your itinerary, because maybe if you like, you know, a place, you can stay there, or you can be, again, I don't know, you can maybe choose to not stay here and let's keep going and let's stay in this other place. So it's not as strict. However, you know, on the down, I guess it's a feeling of safety, like a safety net or something, which I know it's ridiculous because it's sort of a psychological thing, but not knowing where you're going to be sleeping, like basically on that night, I think sometimes it can feel a little stressful, I think. Maybe, again, this depends on the person, but I would feel a little bit of, where are we gonna sleep? What is this? But I understand, like, whatever, it's a car, there are camping sites, it's okay. You're not gonna be spending the night, you know, in the middle of the road, freezing to death. No, it's not gonna be one of those things. But still, I think it's the psychological aspect that you kind of have to, it's fine, I understand, you know, it's just like your brain's telling you, we don't know where we're spending the night. This is scary to me. But again, I know this is different personalities and different sort of styles of whatever. But yeah, I really like this, and I'm convinced, right? I wanna do this. I wanna do this road trip, and I wanna do it sort of very similar to this because it's very special. It's a very special way of getting around. But what I was saying earlier is that yes, you know, for people that live near here in Scotland, this is gonna be a really good way to, again, you just pack your car and you go and see where life takes you. What seems interesting, what you like, you know, what are the places that you want to check out, which of course sounds lovely. But I think if you're coming and if you're traveling like from traveling from overseas or traveling from a different place, I think it can feel a little bit more intimidating. At least, again, this is maybe just speaking from you know, this is a very personal thing. But it can feel a little bit more intimidating just because you kind of have more things to plan, you have more things to do. If you're traveling overseas, I think you feel as if it's probably easier to just, you know, you go, you buy your plane ticket, and then, you know, you book a hotel, or you book your Airbnb, you book whatever for 3 days, 4 days, whatever. And then maybe you rent a car and that's it. And maybe again, you have your itinerary and you get around, but maybe, I don't know, in this case, I think it requires maybe not more planning, but maybe it does require a little bit more planning. Like, I'm not saying outright saying that, but I think it's a little bit like this because, you know, if you're traveling from overseas, it can feel a little bit intimidating to be, again, in the middle of nowhere of, okay, so where are we spending the night? Where are we staying? What if we get lost? I think if you are from Scotland, you have a window, like a better, your window is a little bit better if you're a little bit more familiarized with how things work or how things are. So it's just a little bit easier to sort of do this. And I think if you're traveling from overseas, I think this is a little bit more, obviously I'm not saying, oh, you can do this. No, of course not. But I think maybe it's a little bit more intimidating, just the concept of planning this trip around. Although maybe not really, because like I said, maybe it's just, no, it's the beauty of not knowing what are you going to be doing. So maybe that's the thing, right? It's, you know, your itinerary is that there is no itinerary. It's just going to be whatever. We'll go there for 2 weeks. We're going to rent a car. And, you know, where life takes us, that's where we're going to end up. The only thing that you're aware of is that you're going to have to, you know, be at Heathrow. Well, not Heathrow. Which one is the Glasgow airport? You're going to have to be there at this specific day, and that's it. You know, the rest of the days are going to be spent however you like, and you can just visit whatever you need. So I love it. Although it is true that you have to book some things in advance. Especially, I think she mentioned the ferry, the Isle of Skye ferry. I don't know how much in advance you have to book it, but in this case, you know, I know that there are certain things in which you should definitely book them just because they get filled really quickly, because obviously everyone wants to go there, so you don't want to miss your window, you don't want to miss your chance. So of course those kind of things are the ones that, no, this is really set in stone, because I wouldn't want to miss on the Isle of Skye. It's a beautiful place, so I would do that. And some distillery, a tour in a distillery that apparently they get super full as well. Who knew? Well, I guess everyone likes, you know, it's interesting, you know, to see how they make their whiskey, and how they make their single malt whiskey. I'm interested. I realize I have no idea how actually whiskey is made. So now I want to book a tour as well. I'm very interested in that. And as for my favorite places in this video, I have no places. Everything, it's gorgeous. I want to go. Like I said, there are those houses for sale. I would love to move there. It's a beautiful place. And it's just a gorgeous, I know, though I think the worst part about this is that you're going to be spending, in this case, 5 days. You're not going to want to leave. It's not, I want to stay there for like 2 weeks or a month, or I don't know. I understand why people just move back home if this is where you live, because it's gorgeous. It's stunning. Like, why would anyone want to live? It's a beautiful place. But that was it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.